Hey, we're here in Sydney today, and they said it was going to rain us all out, but in fact, 150,000 people have turned up, more than last week, and something, we're going to keep doing this week after week after week, and more people are going to come until our state premiers, until the federal politicians, until our employers, the medical technocrats who are imposing these draconian laws over us, learn that here in Australia, if you want us to undergo medical procedures, you ask for our permission. You don't try to extract our consent by threatening our jobs, threatening our livelihoods. That's how it works in China. Here's the big message, guys. This is Australia. It is not China. In China, if they want you to undergo a medical procedure that you don't want, well, if you say no, they'll come and bulldoze your house. They'll throw you in prison. Here in Australia, they're starting to do the same thing. They're taking away your means to be able to keep your house. They're taking away your jobs. That's not how we do things here, and that's what we're here today to tell the world. That we can fight this government medical tyranny if we all just get together, raise our voices, hit the streets, and get the message through to our leaders that we will not be treated as though we are Chinese subjects. We are Australian citizens in a liberal democracy.
Today was fabulous. The turnout was absolutely amazing. Tens and tens of thousands, I would have put it at. Hyde Park was packed. We had some great speakers up there. We had First Nations people. We've got to stick with them. We also got to stick with our friends and brothers and sisters up there in the Northern Territory. We're actually looking to see that Sydney, the flames of freedom are burning just as they are in Victoria, Tasmania, Western Australia, everywhere else around this great nation. People are standing up. Right now, I can certainly tell you on Monday and Tuesday, we're in the Supreme Court of New South Wales on our appeal in the Kassam matter. That has been filed also in conjunction with the Henry matter. We have a good case. The case is there. We have also filed in the Federal Court of Australia. That is another case that's moving. It's moving around, at a great rate of knots. Essentially, we are waking up and we are showing everybody that there is a reason to be here, and don't stop. This is what freedom's about. When you fight for your liberties and freedoms, that's what all standing up is about, okay? And we've got to keep doing it. Last week was a really good turnout. Today was amazing. Next week is going to be phenomenal. And the day after that, and the day after that, and the day after that. As I said, if you can't fly, you run. If you can't run, you walk. If you can't walk, you crawl. Do not stop, Australia. Hold the line. We'll reclaim it. We'll come back. Take care, and God bless each and every one of you for coming. And let's keep going. Our court cases aren't going to stop. They will not stop. And I encourage each and every one of you, stand up. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're vaxxed or unvaxxed. That's not who we are. We're Australians. It doesn't matter if you're a nurse, a politician, or a fireman, a policeman, a lawyer, a mum, a dad. We're Australians. And we are one. And that's what counts.
Well, I'm Paul, and this is Paul. I'm personally vaccinated.
I'm not vaccinated.
But really, this is a matter of choice. There's a risk of getting COVID, and there's a risk of dying from COVID, but there's a risk of now from the vaccine too. And that risk is a personal decision. It's a conscience decision, and it shouldn't be forced on us. It should never be forced on us as free citizens in this nation. And we shouldn't have our rights taken off us. We shouldn't lose our jobs if we're based on our vaccination status. This is a really poor way to define us as citizens, and we need to be free to make that choice. And I believe in that freedom of choice, that freedom to assess the risk for yourself and to make a decision based off the back of that.
Today was a huge success. We reached critical mass Australia-wide. That's at 3.7% of the population of Australia protested today. I'm humbled. I'm speechless. I'm struggling to find words in my head right now that I can describe to you what kind of day it was today. Here in Hyde Park, it was anywhere between 150 to 200,000 people. That's even with the rain. Across Australia, over 1.5 million. Now you tell me, are we not winning? God bless you all. God bless Australia. Today was huge, but it doesn't stop here. We'll keep coming back every single day, every single week, every single month, all year after year. God bless you all.
G'day guys, thanks for the opportunity to say g'day from here in Hyde Park, where we've got the second major international, national and here in Sydney the Sydney-based Freedom Rally. Delighted that so many people are also gathering around regional New South Wales. I thought I'd come in today to keep an eye on the fact that the New South Wales police are here in not nearly as big numbers as we have people who are prepared to stand up and push back against the police state. I'm standing in this particular place because this time last week, the Intelligence Division of New South Wales Police perched 3 of their officers just behind those rubbish bins there, armed with their GoPros, filming the face of every single peaceful protester. So take the opportunity to have a look at the families that are passing by, the parents, the couples, the youngies and the oldies. These people are a menace to the state in New South Wales. These people need to have their faces filmed and uploaded for facial recognition technology. Well, I'm glad to say today we ended up filming them. And they didn't like that degree of intimidation, because in fact intimidation is still on the books as illegal. And when last Saturday here at the first Freedom Rally, not nearly as big as this massive one, even bigger, the New South Wales Police were at it again. So please, if you're committed to civil liberties, if you're committed to truth in public office, and if you're committed to pushing back against the madness of statism, over the inherent liberty and dignity of every individual to choose not to have invasive medical treatments forced upon them, then please join the rallies. They're going to continue and continue and continue until each one of you aren't just watching this at home, but you're turning up, and they're going to continue until every Australian is free and Australia becomes a fair country again. So please, join the rally, join the fun, and let's see liberty return to Australia. Thanks, guys.
These are clearly, without doubt, Australia's largest ever political demonstrations in the nation's history. The politicians have got to start waking up. The media has got to start telling the truth about they're not going on. Only 1,000 people turned up. There were tens of thousands, possibly 100,000 or more here today in Hyde Park and surrounding the streets. But what really, it doesn't amaze me, but it's contrary to the narrative we hear in the media. The media says this is all a group of somehow white supremacists. It is the exact opposite. The ceremony was led by Uncle Max with a smoking ceremony. There are as many Indigenous flags here as any other. The respect for the Indigenous culture here and the number of Indigenous Australians was as equal or more in our society. I spoke to people here from all nationalities. I speak to people from Eastern Europe. I speak to people from Vietnam that had fled Vietnam. I spoke to people from the Middle East, people from Africa, from all different countries and continents. We're here today as part of Australia's multicultural society protesting against the government. But yet we have this narrative, these lies told by the media, trying to dismiss these crowds in the numbers that they are and trying to make out they're all just sort of some extremist groups. The exact opposite is the truth.
Well, to take in what we have just experienced today as Australians, as Sydney-siders, as people who are all just gathering unified under one roof today, even if the roof was going to collapse with rain, I'm so impressed to call myself an Australian. If you at home today decided, oh, it wasn't for me, please take a warm invitation today and come and be a part of the next one. Millions March can't be a million without you making that million, Australia. I really want to just emphasize the spirit of unity and love and peace today. There was so much love. There was no hatred. I don't even think I saw any mainstream media, and correct me if I'm wrong, but honestly, the independent media covering true facts today, that's what we want to see more of. We want to see more of Turning Point Australia. We want to see more of people like the person behind the camera right now. You at home, you can come and cover and film these things live, so whatever the mainstream media tries to put against us, they will not prosper. And I'll end it there. Thank you so much for joining today, Australia, and God bless you and God bless Australia.